Howdy folks, and welcome back. Session 2 of the Juke Joint Blues 4-week course. I hope you're enjoying the start of this course. I am. I'm having fun, which is great. Quickly, we're going to get into this next one. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Housekeeping done, thank you. Also, thank you for the comments. I will get onto those at the end of this video. I'll just briefly explain what this is going to entail, the content of this video. We're going to do Little Red Rooster. I apologise. I did say we were going to do a Bo Diddley song before you accuse me. We will, but I wanted to do this one first because it sort of hangs in the same session or same area as the first session we did. So, at the end of this video, I'll have the drum loop. Also, drum loop on the website. Please go there, download all the material you need. All you got to do is subscribe. Everything's up there. If you don't need that, just a video, sweet as. We're going to keep going with right hand, thumb, rhythm, technique, phrasing, and we will get into solos a little bit later, and I will just go over some of the solo stuff that was probably a bit vague. And I apologise for that my descriptions in the solo as we moved up the neck in the last session was a bit of a grey area there, which one of my subscribers pointed out to me. I appreciate that too. Thank you. So, Little Red Rooster, written by Willie Dixon. Howling Wolf made it famous, and then the Rolling Stones made it really famous. I'm going to do Jamie's version, which probably no one out there is going to hear apart from you guys, or when I play in gigs. So here we go. We're going to be hanging around, again, same key in the E, fifths, we'll call them fifths, and you would have seen the intro. It's a very simple, I think I've got it around, 75 beats per minute, I think this is, with the drum loop. So the first thing you're going to do is we have got what we're calling this syncopated picking, and we're going to use thumb, fingers 1 and 2 at the same time. So they pick all together on the E. So I'm picking root note and the fifth. And then we're going to drop down to the A, or the A fifth, and we're going to pick root note and the fifth in the A. And then you're going to come to the G with a what I like to call the pivot or the anchor point here, G, and then open with what would be the D and the G string. Now, when you do this G, you can pull this. So there's two things you can do here. And I sometimes do this in and out of the playing, because what it does is it's very subtle, but I can also just play when I come to that G. Instead of picking syncopated with the D and the G string, I can just pick the D, which takes, especially with the overdriven sound, it just breaks up that constant grit. So we're going to get to that second point, but you can either play it one or two ways, entirely up to you. Usually I play this with the slide in open G, but for the sake of this, I think there's a great lick, and it's a great phrasing. So then we've got, and we've got to get to that. So then I repick. So I've got and all of that is I'm in the E and the fifth, and I'm just coming back to that how I entered back into E, or resolved into E. I'm going to repeat. And this is where it's easier, and it gives a subtle tonal control in just picking that D string open with a G. you can play around. You can pick, just as I did then, open G, because both the D and the G obviously fit in the G chord. Then it goes up to the A, and what I'm doing is I'm walking up from G. Two things you can do here, and I gave you both versions at the intro. If you like you can do the 12-bar blues sort of thing. So I've got, I can start on the open E. Sorry. Either do that. I like this more of going. Then we're back into the first phrase or the first rhythm part. Then we come up to the B. Again, for the sake of this finger picking and holding these fifths, that's giving me that slide sort of sound. So I think it's easier, and again, a bit of vibrato on there if you can, but just walking up. So you can come up to that B like this. If you want to add your rhythm lines. I think it's a little bit too much to, if you can do that, by all means do it. If you're an experienced guitarist, go for it. If you can't, just hang around the fifths for now. The slide, I'm sliding from 2nd fret B string up to 5th fret. And I'm giving it good vibrato. So that's all it is. That is Little Red Rooster sitting in that same sort of key, same sort of phrasing we used in Smokestack Lightning. And it's a groovy song. It's all about, again, the right hand syncopation and the thumb. The double picking with the fifths, and then picking the rhythm at the same time. Now, something that you'll notice is, if you're doing this, see how I'm trying to maintain the rhythm on the phrase? That's going to be a little bit of a test for you, because it's something, again, if you focus on it too much, it's going to become a bit of a problem. Because when I focus on it, trying to give you the demonstration, I get caught up, and it's, it doesn't flow freely. So in the practice, certainly, but as you start to get it, again, it's muscle memory, everything's going down into feel. And you will finally, this thumb will start just doing its own thing, and you won't have to pay attention to it any longer. So it is practice, and I know you'll get there because I have, and if I can do it, you guys can out there, guys and gals. So that is that lesson. Drum loop provided on both website and at the. I'll put a short section at the end of this video. So if you want to, fast forward to the end, if you rewatch it, it's all there. Next week, I'm going to start opening up into more solo and explain more about how you can play little phrases, which now we're going to call them. I'm going to call them solos for the fact that we've got our phrases and we're using the term phrases. But now what we're going to do is play little licks or little solo licks that are almost phrase light because there are not too many notes. We're not going to go into crazy solos in these songs. We want to put accent notes and accent solos in. So call it a phrase, call it a lick, call it a solo, call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter what you call it, as long as you know what you're doing. Anything I've missed, please in the comments let me know. Anything you'd like me to focus more on, please in the comments let me know. Really appreciate your feedback, and yeah, I'm enjoying doing this, and I hope you're enjoying the learning. I think that's it. I'll see you next session, which won't be too far away. Take it easy and keep practicing. See ya.